Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Thank you for joining Philia and myself
Mhm.
on our podcast. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you, dear Lord Jesus, for giving us all the strength, courage, knowledge, and understanding, dear Lord, to do your will. Help us, Lord, that we could follow your footsteps, dear Lord Jesus. Father God, we all fall short of the glory of the Lord, dear Lord. And we just asking you for forgiveness, guidance, and mercy. Help us, bind us, strengthen us, dear Lord. Protect our parents, our families, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, great nieces, great nephews, dear Lord Jesus. Friends, far and near. Father God, we pray for the sick, the hungry, the homeless, those that are in mental institution, the prison, the hospital, dear Lord. You say where two and three are gathered in your presence, you are there in the midst, dear Lord. And Father, all we asking you for is to just give us the strength to go on our daily walk of life, dear Lord. Let us love our neighbors as we love ourselves, dear Lord Jesus, because you know people trespass against us, dear Lord. And Father, we have to have a forgiving heart. So I pray in no other name but in Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, Philia. So how you doing today, darling? How was your weekend?
Your connection. You're good?
Yeah, your connection it keep going in and
It
out. I
keeps
don't know
going
why.
in and out?
Yeah,
Okay. All
but
right.
that's fine. Yeah,
All
how
right.
was your weekend?
It was okay. I actually just got back from Virginia this morning and got myself ready to still go to work because I had to stay up because Quan was driving. So, of course, I didn't want to be a lazy passenger. So I stayed up with him.
Right.
So it was already a long day. But, God is good. We're here and just trekking and keep pushing forward, because that's all we can
Okay.
do.
Nice.
Thank you.
So we have some birthday shout outs. So today is my
Yes.
niece Amira's 12th birthday.
Happy,
Amira, happy
happy
birthday. And she
birthday.
loves you very much. Hope
Yeah.
that you live to see many, many more. I want to say birthday greetings going out to my friend Oba. He had a
Mhm.
birthday weekend. And to John Beckford. Happy birthday. Happy
Happy
belated
birthday.
birthday. And if you're celebrating a birthday today that we don't know of, happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Yes. So, Philia, what's the word
Yes.
of this week?
The word of this week is sexual liberation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sexual liberation is a cultural shift or phenomenon embracing sexual freedom and the revolutionary re-evaluation of societal norms in its morality, its sexual revolution, and its free loveism.
Oh,
Sexual liberation.
nice. That's great.
Yes.
And I'm going to give a health tip, but we are celebrating what this month?
Black History Month.
Right. And we're celebrating women, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to give the health tip first, and
Okay.
then we're going to honor our special guests. All right.
Absolutely. Yes.
So we are going to talk tonight health tip. As we say, we're going to talk about. Normally, we used to give health tips, but now we're doing body parts. All right. So today, our pick is the tongue. What function is the tongue? And the tongue function is a digestive organ, right?
Mhm.
And we it's a digestive organ by facilitating the movement of food during mastication and assisting swallowing. Other important function includes speech and taste. The tongue position influence the whole body. If the tongue is positioned against the plateau, the parasitic system will reduce its system activity. For example, heartbeats and respiratory rhythm increase, but it is positioned against the soft palate, and the systematic system will reduce its activity. It is known The extinct tongue muscles serve as a prelude and reactive of the tongue. Also, these muscles can evaluate and depress the base of the tongue. A pink tongue is a healthy and normal one. A red tongue may indicate heat in the body, like a fever or a hormonal balance. A reddish purple tongue is a sign that there may be inflammation or an infection in your body. A pale pink tongue may be a sign of vitamins deficiency, a weak immune system, or lack of energy. That is interesting, right? I'm not hearing you.
No, I said that is interesting because you don't realize that the color of your tongue dictates the health of your tongue. I mean, of
Yes.
course, growing up, you hear, if your tongue is white, that means you didn't brush it properly, or things where
Right.
it's not clean.
Exactly.
But it's interesting about the whole pale pink and bright, a brighter pink and things of that sort. That is really good. I love hearing these health tips. Thank you.
Yes. No problem. And again, this is Google. I'm not a doctor, guys. Disclaimer. All right. So who we gonna celebrate this month? Well, we in the month of March, and
Hmm.
we are in the third month. And this month we celebrating women,
Yes.
powerful women, strong women. So go ahead, Philia. We are
Okay. So
honoring who
thank
today?
you. I have a name. So this beautiful queen is Tigress. Her
Right,
name, she was born Grace Joanne Allison Rowley. She
right,
remains powerful as she did since her first appearance in 1988 when she captured the soul and the imagination of all Calypso lovers by achieving a feat not done by much in her first year. This nine-time Calypso Monarch finalist remains dedicated to her art form. Although Tigress is yet to be crowned Calypso Monarch by those in authority, the public and the Calypso fraternity has certainly recognized her as royalty. She has certainly earned her place amongst the top female Calypsonians and definitely amongst the all-time listing of authentic Calypsonian in the art form. She's a member of the all-female group that took the world by storm, United Sisters of War Donkey, right?
yes.
Fame.
Remember the song, right?
I had to say it
Whoa,
that way because
donkey,
I
whoa,
remember when I used to
donkey.
do it. That was
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
When away from home, she can be found promoting the culture of Trinidad and Tobago through various forums such as Orlando Carnival Downtown, South Carolina Carnival, International Caribbean Carnival Conference in New York, ACANA, ACANA in Pennsylvania, Trinidad and Tobago Emancipation Group of Florida, Tiger Lily Cultural Crew, WAC Radio, Abroad host, just to name a few. Also proud recipient of 3 citations, proclamations from the City of New York, California, and the City of Philadelphia. She's a proud mother of 3 sons, a grandmother of 5, great grandmother of 1, and while she mourns daily for her 2 dearly departed sons, Karan and Sean, but she stands strong through her faith in God and her ongoing support from her son Darian and her family, friends, and well wishes far and wide. Is she about to stop singing? She loves to say, "My competitive thirst has not been quenched." Some of her notable songs are What Is and Pound for Pound in 1988, Mother's Lament in 2006, Wajang in 2009, What You're Willing to Die For in 2015, Queso You Deserve 1996, and Who Feels It Knows 2019.
Yes.
So again, that is Queen Tigress, also born as Grace Joanne Allison Rowley. She's
Yes,
our
and
Black
we just
History
want to
Queen.
give her flowers while she around. She's an
Yes.
avid listener to our podcast every week. So
Uh-huh.
I just took the honor because she is a woman of power. When she speaks,
Beautiful.
when her presence, she's just a powerful woman. So, I'm motivational here. We like to give people the flowers. And
Mhm.
Tigress, thank you so much for always flying the red, white, and black flag wherever you go. And I just want to
Beautiful.
say thank you for your love and your dedication. Thank you for being my friend. And thank you for your loyalty and everything else that you do. You are recognized here on Motivational Monday.
Yes. Thank you, Tigress.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we have Tigress listening in right now, and we have Jason. Jason did nine. Okay, so we have a guest we're going to bring on, and
Okay.
Philia, you're going to introduce him, but let me bring him on first, and then you'll do
Mhm.
your introduction, right? With him on the
Yes.
screen? Okay, good.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. So we have here, I want to introduce to you a man whose bio reflects that he knows that even though he is opinionated, he does not know anything. He has punani, penis, pum pum prick, pleasure, profits, philosophy, politics is man and woman's biggest problem. He says that time spent with him might produce moments of irritation, but never boredom. Are you ready for this? Can you handle the truth? Are you going to deal with an issue? So we welcome Fubu Bang.
Welcome, welcome to Motivational Monday. My name is Phyllis, and Philia, thank you for
Yes.
taking the time out to hang with us tonight. How are you doing, Fubu?
I'm great. Are you hearing me clearly?
Clearly,
Yes.
loud and clear. Yes.
Great. Good night, everyone. How many people on right now?
I'm seeing five, but they have other people who just be on that doesn't like to come on. They
I
they
got
they
you.
watch.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, we're going to go right into it, right? Can you handle the truth? I heard you were talking about International Women's Day or something.
A month, yeah,
Mhm.
Month. Good.
yeah,
Nice. So we're going straight into it, okay?
yeah.
And I'm going to say some very unpopular things. And usually women begin to think like this man is a man hater or something like that. I'm
Right,
not no man. I'm not no man hater. I don't have no problem with no woman about anything.
right,
Even if a woman does something and I think it's a problem, I remind myself I'm not a woman, so I need to go to a level of understanding. So
right.
this is not no hater, no woman.
You're not bashing any woman. You're just talking.
Right.
You're keeping it real.
Good. I don't like to criticize women, but sometimes the descriptive way that you have to really analyze something, they may seem to think it's criticism. No, it's just a description.
Right.
So we're going straight into it.
Okay.
And I'm not sparing the men at all.
Correct.
The men are equally culpable in every situation where there is man and woman affairs.
Right.
However, what I'm saying here now is this. Why you all so insecure? Why men and women are so insecure? Deal with your insecurities. Look yourself in the mirror. Have a conversation with yourself and identify that you are stressing over a situation in your relationship because you're insecure. So let me tell you what I did when I was 19. You know, most 19-year-old boys and thing and females who when you were 19, I'm sure you had a boyfriend who was probably always trying to figure out, well, who you smiling with, why you smile at this one, why you smile at that one.
Right.
Good. And these days, the males or the females, they want to know who you're talking to, who show up on your screen on your cell phone and all these kinds of stuff.
Insecurities.
So the insecurity is more heightened these days.
Right.
But when I was 19, I had a girlfriend. And of course, I had love and feelings for her and everything like that.
Right.
And I realized that I had this tendency to, if she smiled with somebody, I would be like, what was that? Or what did if somebody whispered or said something and I didn't hear, what did he say or something like that? You know, and depending upon what's the answer you get, maybe you don't like the answer, and you might, you know, when back in the day I had house phones,
Right.
so if the person was on a phone call or something, I might pull the phone and all this kind of stuff. They pulling and tugging. But I remember asking myself, do I like the way that I feel when
Right.
these things was happening? And the honest answer was no, you don't like it.
Right.
Because this loving relationship that you were supposed to be having with this female, it's not supposed to bring the stress factor and stuff. It's supposed to bring joy,
Right.
you know? And there were times when we were having joy. But we also had an equal amount of disdain going on. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, honestly, what's the reason why he's behaved that way? And I said, it's because you're feeling insecure about something.
Right.
And then I had to ask myself, what are you going to do with that? What you going to do about that? And I promised myself that I wanted to be able to have a better relationship with females. And so I put into practice the right behavior. And I just want to tell people, getting over your insecurities, here is what happens. It's not as much work as you think it is. It might be a bitter pill to swallow at times, but once you begin to apply the right measure, you begin to realize there's so much more peace in your life with all those who you're relating with. And if you're getting more peace, it's going to be the practice is going to become a habit.
Right.
And this is why I want to ask people, why you all so insecure? Why are we so insecure about what? There's nothing to be insecure about in no relationship that you have with anyone.
And
Everybody is grown.
do you think that,
Everybody is grown.
yeah, do you think that comes about with trust? Because I think trust have a factor to play with insecurity.
Right. Good question.
Well, is it that you don't trust yourself? That you feel you have enough confidence that the person who you have a relationship with might talk with someone else and the person might give them a temporary good feeling, and do you feel as though you're going to be abandoned because the person get a good feeling outside of you? I,
No.
I, I think I
I
think
could
this
answer
trust we're
that.
talking about, I think this trust we're talking about is a
Um,
trust, nothing to do with the other person.
You
It's
think so?
got more to do with us as an individual.
Okay.
okay. I have a comment. Okay, I'm sorry, Phyllis. You want to say something on that?
No, you go ahead, Philia.
Okay. So, Fubu Bay, thank you again for being here and discussing such a controversial topic because it could be uncomfortable for some. But you know what? I think it's about a paradigm shift in the way we see our own individual selves and the way society sees us. I think the disparity between the two is why people do the things and choose to live the way they live.
Yeah.
Now, I do agree that when it comes to that sexual freedom, meaning that if somebody is talking to your man, a woman is talking, a beautiful woman, let's say a beautiful woman, because maybe somebody might be intimidated by somebody who is either equally as beautiful or might have something that they don't have. I think definitely insecurities plays a big
Yeah, but
role, right? However, I do agree with Phyllis that when you trust someone, then you're really not worried about maybe what
it's
that person is going
yeah.
to do
Do.
with that information or with that person. But I do agree again with you saying it has less to do with trust and more to do with your security within yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you rely on someone to make you feel okay, then you're putting your trust into another person who can disappoint you. And then where does that leave you? So I think that in the past, I used to be that person where I was depending on another person to make me happy. I depended on a person to make me feel worthy, to make me feel secure, to make me feel beautiful. But all that did was to put that burden when they did disappoint me. I was left feeling worthless
Right.
because I depended on that person to validate who I am. It took time, it took a lot of hurt, it took a lot of disappointment for me to say, wait a second, I can't allow that person to break me. I can't allow another human being to have that much power over my own happiness, over my own health, over my own mental state. So what I had to do was relinquish this whole societal thing about what a man should do, what a woman should do when you're together, faithful, loyalty, this, sexual freedom, sexual immorality. I had to get away from that and say, if you are okay with your decision when you look in the mirror, then you're okay with your decision when you look in the mirror. That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with being faithful. It has nothing to do with love. It's an act that a person wants to do at that particular time, and let them be who they are and be okay with it. That doesn't determine my happiness. It doesn't determine what I do, and it doesn't determine my fate. So for me, I had to put that in my mindset just so I could not be left with feeling hurt whenever someone did something disappointing to me.
Well, let me see if I can put it this way, right? I'm 6 feet tall. I'm fully aware that women like tall men. There are a lot of reasons why women might like men 6 feet 4 and 5 and all kind of stuff. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a woman, and I'm not going to get myself caught up into why you all like these men or whatever it is. Sometimes women say that they like to be able to climb up on them like a pole and all kind of stuff like that. Okay,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
now if you have a woman and a taller man than you talk to her, okay, so what? What's the point? She in a relationship with you, first and foremost. Anytime you start to create any problem with her about that, clearly it's your problem. Or if the man is more attractive than you, or whatever it is, if the man's shoes looking bigger than yours too, because a lot of men and women, they believe shoe size go with maybe penis size or something like that.
Right.
And I don't think men take time to ask women, well, the man who had the size 14 shoes, if the penis was really big or whatever it is, they don't because I don't know, maybe they're scared to ask or something like that. The
Right.
point I'm making is there's no need to be scared about nothing when you're in a relationship with someone. And we
Right.
got to understand the people that we have relationships with, those persons had a life before we met them.
Correct.
Good. Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people are attempting in their 40s and in their 50s and in their 60s and stuff to start relationship with one another as though they're 17 and 19.
Right.
When you're 17 or you're 19, you don't expect the person who you're having a relationship with to really know anyone else on an intimate level.
Right.
Right.
So the tendency at 19 to want to pull on your girlfriend, or the female who is 19 want to pull on her 21-year-old boyfriend phone and whatever it is because you don't expect them to have had much interactions that is deep and
Really.
sweet and thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why you behave like that. But the sad part is that, and this is what I want to get to, because we want to talk about how women can find empowerment in the relationship that they're in.
Right.
How do you become more liberated as a woman rather than compromising yourself because you're looking for a certain kind of security all around in the relationship?
Correct.
I'm saying that when you in your 30s and your 40s, you cannot expect that the person who you have a relationship with to only know about you. Good. The woman who is now 40, she probably have two children fathers, or maybe she had a husband for the last 15 years with two children, and she's entitled to handle that relationship free and fair and free from all fear. This
Right.
whole idea where it's like, well, your ex-husband, why he calling you 10 o'clock in the night and all these kinds of things, these things are jeopardy. They create problems. You are not allowing the person you're having the relationship with to be living a life where they feel free and fair to do what they want to do.
Right.
If you choose to be in a relationship with someone, you have to understand that you have endorsed that person to be of sound mind. So
Right.
you have to give up. some of these bad habits. And a lot of times women condone these bad habits too much to the detriment.
Correct.
And this is what we want to talk about here.
But
These are,
Catherine is saying
these are
BS
good
large
points.
feet means they don't have big stuff. Not the large feet men don't necessarily have big stuff all the time. This is what Catherine is saying. Yeah, you know?
Mhm.
She's saying
Right?
that it's just a theory. Maybe people look at people's hand size and foot size and they look at the wrong things in a
Right.
when looking.
Right. It's the same thing. They believe that, men who have bandy leg and thing, or women who have bandy leg might be a little bit more sexy up in his space up there or something like that. So there's all kinds of things, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We go on and on and on.
Right,
But at the end of the day, the God made us a particular way, and
Right.
we have to really embrace and endorse the fact that this is how we have been made,
Mhm.
right,
and you accept that,
right.
right?
Okay, so Fubu, how did you get to this point where you think like this? Because it's not a very normal and common way of thinking. So you said at 19 did something happen to you at 19, some shift
Right,
happened. So
right.
if had that not
Kurt, Philly, we not hearing you.
Yeah,
Philly, we not hearing.
we're
Philly,
not hearing you, failure.
Philly.
some guys better than them or
Right, we
things like that.
wasn't
Yeah.
hearing you there.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You
Repeat.
got you got to
Oh,
go
I
back
was
go
saying
back, go back
how
about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
so I was going to say what got you to this point. Okay, I understand at 19 there was some shift that occurred, but a lot of men don't think this way, or a lot of women don't think like this. What is it that we should do as a culture to start from somewhere? You can't just tell us, oh, accept the person that you're endorsing, because we've been trained to do something otherwise. So what can you advise us to do to start to think like this and to liberate ourselves from these restrictions that society puts on us?
Right.
Okay, let me answer it this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people believe that they have two options in life. So either to be happy or to be sad, either to be pissed off or to be glad, either to be negative or to be positive. And at any given time of the day, men and women in relationship, they are exercising any one of those two options. But what people got to realize is that it's only one choice you have. You don't have no two choices, because the other one don't do anything for you. Being pissed off don't do nothing for you. Being sad don't do anything for you. And being negative don't do anything for you. You only got one choice in life. So whatever relationship you in, you got to develop an understanding with yourself and try to lead by example with others, that we don't have two choices, only one choice we have. So whether your woman went and was with another man, you got to find happiness with it,
Right.
because being pissed off about it, being negative about it, might get you in trouble.
Mm.
But if you could be
So,
positive, if you could be positive about it,
mm-hmm.
right, and you could still be happy about it, you might be able to find out some things that is very, very valuable to find out in the life.
Mm.
So I have clearly pointed out to you
Mm-hmm.
that exercising that other option that people think is an option, it is not. Now imagine a man and a woman together for 20 years. For 10, half the time, she behaving in the negative, and half the time he behaving in the negative. So that is 10 years of collective miserableness that they have had. That's a
Right.
lot of time.
Yes. Could
Right.
I
Um,
interject?
Fubu, are there any questions so far in the chats?
Yes. I'm now going to read it out.
Okay, please,
So
yes.
Catherine is saying nowadays people don't like the skin they're in, especially some women don't embrace how God made them. is balloon breasts and jelly bottom from the market, right?
Hmm.
Nicole is saying we should not measure ourselves to others. Love who you are. We should feel comfortable in our bodies, mind, spirit, and soul. I agree with that.
I agree. Hmm.
And
Um,
I agree.
I I want to address those comments. I think for me, there were a couple of things that was occurring because in dating someone who's 10 years younger than I was, there was something that was liberating about it where I'm like, oh my gosh, I could bag somebody who's 10 years younger. But there was also something that was a little insecure because it's like, oh, the minute I'm like now approaching a certain age, you're going to start looking at women who are younger and more fresh and more this and more that. So
Right.
there was a part of me that was uneasy about dating somebody who was much younger than I was. And it took some discussion, a lot of discussions, because every time something happens, anytime there's an uh
Uncertainty.
yes, there was that. Yes, I'm convinced that anytime there was an argument, I was like, yep, that's why I don't date young guys. Yep, that's the reason why. Yep, you're immature. And it's like you can't keep doing that, right? But
No.
I think that was my way of self-sabotaging the relationship because the insecurity was really within me. Like saying I never dated a young guy. I always date older guys because in my mind, the older guys will always find me attractive because I'm so much younger, and that you can't go into a relationship at a deficit already. So that was just something I learned. I think someone else mentioned about marketplace booty and breast and all that other stuff. I've always been insecure that I have I know a lot of women are paying for big bottoms, but I have a naturally big bottom, but I have a very small top, small breast. And that's a general African body tends to look like that. But for me, I've always envied women who had bigger breasts because I felt like I was always last in the line when God was giving them out. And I remember I told you what, like a couple of months ago, after I had my breast cancer scare, I was like, you know what? I'm going to suck out the fat from my belly and my this and my thighs and put in my breast. And I'm glad I didn't do it. And the only reason why I probably didn't do it is because the company that I was using, they had already taken my 10% money down and they were calling me like consistently at the beginning. But when it was getting closer to the day of the surgery, all of a sudden I don't hear from the company. And I was like, it's possible I got scammed, or it was just God's way of saying you don't need to do all that. Be happy within yourself. So as I said, there was a good that came out of that. Yes, I lost a couple of $100, but it's not my life. Who knows what would have happened? But I also have a newfound appreciation about how God built me. Like this is it. If I want it to be better, I need to work at it. I can't just expect to wake up in the morning and be perfect or have the greatest body in the world. It doesn't work that way. Not too many of us can wake up and already look a certain kind of way. So I think that takes evolving. That takes some maturity, of course, and that takes I hear in this conversation self-love, because if you truly 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 love yourself, it really doesn't matter about the other person and what they feel, what they think. Of course, not being mean to the person and not and discrediting what the other person feels, but at the end of the day, you have to ultimately make yourself happy. So when Fubube says that there is only one choice, not two choices, it should be the choice to be happy, the choice to love yourself, the choice to be content with your decisions, the choice not to make somebody else validate who you are. It's to choose you. That's what
Right.
I'm getting from this. Am I right, Fubube?
You're right. I agree with everything that you said there.
Okay.
And I think, you know,
Uh,
you see here is what it appeared to me as though women live in a zone where there's the girls' club. Okay, and it seems as though you all carrying on with some kind of rivalry, and you all have some standards, and these standards, really and truly, bear no fruit amongst the men. Okay, bear no fruit. Men love, love. Some women don't like dark skinned men. Some women like lighter skinned men. All kind of different thing they like. You understand?
right.
It's the same thing. But I can tell you, I've been a man a long time. Okay,
Well, hopefully.
and
Hmm.
I can tell you about what real men really like.
Mhm.
Real men who I know,
Hmm.
they like cellulite and thing, a little bit of cellulite in the woman leg and thing, that natural, whatever it is. And
Hmm.
real men don't really care when the time comes to really get down with your woman, right?
Right.
If they like you, they like you. If you have some flaws, all they care is that here is what you don't necessarily have to go out there and maybe let your flaws be visible, okay?
Right.
But when the time comes, so let's say for example, a woman have a lot of cottage cheese in the leg, okay, or varicose veins that's showing up.
Mhm.
Honestly, a man is not even that bothered about the fact that you have the varicose veins that's showing up, because if your legs is well proportioned and stuff like that, and you have a little bit of cottage cheese or whatever, but that shape and that curvaceousness is in the shorts and thing in the hips, he glad.
Right.
And and what's the thing about big breasts and all this kind of stuff like that? So a
Right.
lot of times, what women are having in their mind about what men want in a woman and stuff like that. Let me tell you what men want. Men really want women who just make sense to them,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Hmm.
But this is the part where I don't understand about the sense. You have a man and he want. So for let me give you an example, and I hope I'm not straying here.
No,
No.
but I have a question for you that I really want you to answer to, which is I really
Go
want to
ahead.
get on it. To the special guest, how do you feel about polygamous relationship?
Right. Let me just make sure I understand that what it is. How do I feel about a man being with two women? How do I feel about a woman being with two men and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yes.
To each his own. To
So
each his own.
you wouldn't get a pressure if if it's two women or if you're a woman like
Want
another
another
man.
man. Right.
Well, I believe in equity.
Mm.
Oh, let me make this point here. This is what I always say. Pay attention. When special people, so if a man have a woman, right?
Right.
So he's special and she's special, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if she's going to allow him to be with another woman, that means she's doing very special things. So this is what I say. When special people do special things for
Mm-hmm.
special people must do special things for special people who did special things for special people.
Okay. So the
You
equity.
get it?
Got you.
Yes. So how you want your woman to be happy to do special things for you, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be happy to do special things for her too? Where there is no justice, there will be no peace.
Hmm.
Mm. Good point. Thank you.
I like how you
You
bring.
know?
I
Hmm.
hope that answer your question.
Yes. Very good.
Right.
Very
And
interesting.
you cannot and you're not a woman, so you cannot tell your woman when she go to that session how to turn up herself because she have angles of attack that she want.
Right.
Maybe you don't know how to attack them angles, but maybe the fella who they might know how to do it for her. So you can't come and try to limit her. You're not a woman. You are not a woman, Mr. Gentleman.
Right. Hmm.
Right?
Wait, before you move on.
Thank
Okay,
you.
older doesn't mean mature. Most of us women start feeling insecure when we get cheated on. Yes,
Hmm.
self-care, love is the best thing in the world.
Hmm.
Nicole is saying we should remember no one is perfect. That's how we end up putting unnecessary pressure on ourselves. Nancy saying bottom line, it has to be mutual. Catherine is saying I love my body, I love who I am. Throw my breasts over your shoulders, pick it up from under my arm. You have to love me just so.
That's beautiful. I
Right.
love that, Catherine.
Yeah.
There was one thing before you continue, Fubu. I think the person who said that sometimes insecurities come from being cheated on, I agree. I think that when my first husband cheated on me, he cheated on me with women in the gym because he was a gym rat. I definitely was not a gym rat. I was athletic. I got a track scholarship to go, to school. After track, that was it. After I graduated and fulfilled my commitment, I was like, I am not going on the track again. And every woman that he cheated on me on with or whatever that he was interested in was athletic. They went to the gym. They were constantly there. My second relationship, it was always someone who was fair skinned and had long hair, blah, blah, blah. So it made me start to feel like, wait, that's not what you really like. Then why are you with me? Or when I looked at my body, I felt like something was wrong with it. But prior to that, I didn't have those insecurities. So how is it that you allow an action to literally change the way you see yourself? How do you devalue yourself when one thing that has been so traumatic, how do you regain that back? Let me put it that way. Because once that
Right.
damage has been done, how do you relinquish that so you gain it back and gain your power back?
Right.
When you answer, after you answer your question, if you can, please answer that.
I can answer that.
Okay.
We have to learn to live in our present moment. Be present moment minded. Whatever happened 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, you cannot unhappen it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big man thing, right? And a big woman thing.
Right.
If you drive in your car and you on a street and then you make a right turn on another street and you get in an accident, there is no amount of cussing and carrying on and fighting with that person
Mm-hmm.
that is going to fix your car back, because all you want is for your car to be the way it was before you made the right turn.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So if your woman or your man
Mm-hmm.
step out,
Mm-hmm.
you can't unhappen what already happened.
Right.
Right.
You can discuss it
Mm-hmm.
and learn a thing or two, and you could repair that, or you could decide that you're going to repair it by coming out of it. But you don't need to get into any kind of disdain feeling with yourself over what somebody else did and that kind of stuff like that,
It's a good
right?
point. Thank you for
Because
that.
you have to always realize that I am fine now.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Right.
And a lot of times when a woman horn you with another man or something like that, I mean, it's a little 5 or 10 minutes thing that went on. Maybe she went up in the hotel for 2 hours with the man or something like that, right?
Right.
Usually
What?
three, but yeah. Uh-huh.
About 3 hours, right? So
Just kidding.
you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So what you gonna do? You gonna trip out over that or something like that? There ain't nothing to trip out over.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if you're so interested, well, behave yourself so you can get invited over next time.
That's a good
No,
way to flip the
no, I,
script.
I, I want to take you. I want to take you down a road
Right.
Mhm.
that a lot of people have never really thought about and entertained. Right?
Right.
Okay.
I believe I'm the only man, probably in the world, who go in and say what I say the way I say,
Okay.
and I hope that this is a solution for a lot of women. Ladies, you all are arguing the wrong. Let me tell you what I mean by you are arguing the wrong. Yes, men might be stronger and they could be bullies. When two women having a relationship, women that slap the other woman and stuff like that, right?
Right.
The one who figure they're stronger and they're more man,
Mm-hmm.
they slap up the other one and push her and all kind of stuff like that.
Right.
So pot cannot call kettle bottom black.
Right.
Women will say stuff like, oh, you know, a woman mouth is her weapon, so a man shouldn't put his hand on her. And I am telling you, I do not believe that anybody should put their hand on anybody. I not endorsing that at all.
Right.
but it happened. But what we know is that if women wish to represent that, or a woman has used her mouth as a weapon and a man must be able to restrain himself. My question to women is simply this: how come other women who with women don't know what happened? They don't understand that when one woman talk to you, however she talk to you or she do whatever, why you put your hand on her too? So we even Stephen,
Mm-hmm.
good,
Yeah. Okay.
and and there is a bit of irresponsibility that
Mm-hmm.
is taking place in this world for the longest while, where nobody is holding women accountable for their actions when it comes to relationship. It is almost as though men are afraid to sanction women because they figure if they sanction women might decide, you know what, we're not giving all the no more pum pum.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And things is getting more and more out of order in the absence of sanctioning the woman. Now, let me tell you what I mean by you all are arguing the wrong. There's a double standard in this society where, look, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was with Monica Lewinsky.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women, well, Hillary didn't even leave him. A lot of times women will say, well, if I have the money and I have the support system for the children and things, she didn't leave him.
Right.
When she met him, he was just a regular fella, just like when any one of us meet each other. She didn't leave him. She had all the resources to leave him. And remember, women who would say that a man having another woman is wrong went back and they gave him the vote of confidence and voted him back into office.
Hmm.
I am
Why do you think
saying to
that
you,
is?
I am saying to you
Mm-hmm.
that I do not believe that a lot of women believe that a man having another woman is a wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay? Let me say this again.
So how you
Okay.
think they view it?
How do you think
Hold
they
on,
view it then?
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to
Mm-hmm.
that. I do not believe that a lot of women believe that a man having another woman is a wrong thing because every time a man gets to be with another woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That woman would have known he had another woman. Look, uh, Monica Lewinsky know that Bill Clinton had a wife,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So
Yes.
clearly, she didn't believe it had nothing to do with he's no president. She liked the man like her, and clearly, she didn't believe that he's supposed to have one woman. Reverend Reverend Jesse Jackson, outside woman, had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, she knew about Mrs. Jackson. Clearly, she did not think that he having one woman is the way it's supposed to be. Maybe she wanted him for herself. And I know there are women who are saying,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this boy, he's sounding stupid because he don't really realize that she wanted the man for herself.
Right.
Look, let me tell you what is the wrong here, right? Let me tell you what is the wrong in the argument. The women have realized that they cannot get the men to do what they want the men to do. They cannot bully the men into it. So what the women have decided is here's what. It's wrong for us to have a double standard because when you do it, mister, you still get to be president.
Mm-hmm.
If Hillary had slept with any Secret Service man, the
Yeah.
all of America would have said, we're not paying for you to fly on no Air Force One, and you got to go.
Right.
Get out the White House.
Right. That's
He get
true.
to come back next term. So
Right.
what the women are saying is this. Well, what they're not saying, and they're not deciphering in their mind, is that it is not wrong for the man to have another woman. It is not wrong for the woman to have another man, especially if she's not making a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, be circumspect with your womb or your uterus. If you know you're going to be getting pregnant and you're at the age of pregnancy and things like that, you have to be circumspect with who you're letting have the orgasm inside your vagina and stuff like that. Let's get that clear.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many ways for you to protect yourself and enjoy your man and them.
Mm-hmm.
But so long as a woman not getting pregnant, she could do just like men can if she want to.
Mm.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is because the men could do it and get away with it. And
Mhm.
if a woman does it, she might be ostracized from the society. The
Mhm.
women have decided to say, here we're going on. We're not taking that, and it's wrong for you to do it.
Right.
Mhm.
Ladies, if you want to argue this point, argue the right argument. Argue that the double standard needs to be set aside.
Mhm.
Men are very contractual. We are very equitable in dispensing justice. We are. But if you presenting the wrong argument,
Mhm.
what is left for you to decide on? You are deciding based upon the argument.
Right.
So I'm saying to you all have to come out now and say, hey, yeah, I want to be with my other man too.
That's a definite. You know
Because
that. You know that.
because all you could do it, yes, you all can do it. But you
We
all have
have
to now
something
be
to
able,
take
you all
in
must
that
take
though.
you all must take ownership for your thoughts and your action.
Right.
And you come out and say, here what's going on. What we fed up of is the double standard. When you do it, you still get to be or whatever it is. And when I do
Right.
it, deal with that. That is the wrong. The
Right.
wrong is the double standard. I do not believe the wrong is anything to do with a man being with another woman and whatever it is. Do
Interesting.
you do, do you understand what I just said there?
One
Yeah.
hundred percent. Yes,
Yeah.
I
Did I
agree.
give
I also agree with you too.
did I give
Uh,
you an aha moment of thinking there?
you
Yeah.
definitely did because
There you go.
because with that, I'm even thinking of myself when it has happened in me staying. It was more like at the end of the day, I think it was just more the woman. I not the woman, but for me, I was just more concerned if there was an emotional connection. It wasn't necessarily the other woman; it was how you felt about the other woman. For me, that was what the bother was. But that whole double standard thing, you're right. I think that if women did more of that, there will be less feeling of the double standard because then you'll really get to see how a man responds to that, and like you said, getting to that point is where that maturity and elevation comes in, where a lot of people are not ready for that kind of revolution.
Okay. Can I
And
ask some questions here?
Hmm.
yes,
Some comments. Okay. So Nancy saying men and women are constantly indecisive. Nicole saying the problem was never you, it was the man. Catherine is saying, but Philia, you have a wonderful shape. Your booty is like a table girl. You are sexy as hell. Sorry, not
I cannot.
sorry.
Thank you.
Nancy is saying at the end of the day, both have to have a commitment to each other. They must step out but know who wifey is. I personally believe this life is long commitment, is unresponsible if he contribute to the house, home for Christmas, family arrangement. Catherine is saying, Mister, you condoning cheating or what? Catherine is saying, we don't render evil for evil. Nancy is saying, true about accountability. However, no man or woman should raise hands, walk away, take a deep breath. Nancy
Hmm.
is saying, it is prevalent. Nancy is saying, I agree with him. Based on the question, it is good. Back to my previous question. June is saying, but those are the outside women who don't have a problem with it. Nancy is saying exactly. However, please address the sexual transmitted disease. Nancy is also saying, and we do. June is saying men quicker sleep out with than men quicker sleep out than women. Nancy saying all those couples I know with great marriages over 40 years are all cheating, right? Joanne said, my question was not asked. Yes, your question was asked about the poly. You remember asking what you think about that? You
Yeah.
agree on that?
Yeah.
Polygamous relationship.
okay.
You agree with it?
Hmm. Yeah, he
I
said
wanna
to each his own. Everybody's grown, and if that's the decision that they make, then
I wanna throw something in
okay.
based upon all of these
Those were good
varying
questions,
comments,
but
right?
good answers and good questions.
Yes.
I wanna throw something in here.
Hmm.
Let me tell you all something. Women cause men to lie to them. Okay? let me tell you something. Listen to this. A man don't get sex from a woman unless she feels to have sex. Eh?
Yeah.
Let me say this again. And most men do not understand that. Most men fooling themselves thinking that, oh, I'm this nice man and I get the bushy drawers and all kind of thing. No, brother. Um, you didn't get you ain't no nice, you ain't no nothing. She just wanted that itch taken care of. So you get through. Now, why do women let men believe that, oh, um, if I'm with you, if I meet you this morning and sleep with you tonight, I gonna look like if I am so easy. When in truth and in fact, no sex ain't happening unless she feels she wanna have sex. When she want to have sex, why do you all let the men and them continue to believe that they influenced some kind of something? A man getting sex from a woman is like, I put it like this: your penis is like your car, and her vagina is like the garage, and she holding the remote in she hand. If she don't press that remote, that garage gate not opening. She holding the remote.
Right.
And most men realize that they don't have no control with the remote gate. And therefore, if you have your woman and you're living your life how most men want to live their life, what will happen? If she find out, she gonna get pissed off and she go toss the remote aside. She remote won't even be in she hand. You all cause men to lie to you all,
Hmm.
right? You all you all are misrepresenting your influence and everything, and you all are abusing your influence. You all leave the men with no choice. You all leave the men with no choice but to lie to you all. But let me tell you something. Podcast called Kettle Bottom Black. Because when a woman have a outside man, you know what women just tell their husband? Leroy, if you know you have another woman, be a man and come out and let me make up my mind what I
Yeah.
want to do and thing.
Yeah.
But when she have a outside man, and the outside man say, hey, what's going on? And when you go home, why you don't go home and tell your Frankie, whatever, you know what she just say? Well, when he was doing it, he didn't tell me nothing, so why should go and tell him? How come it's a double standard? So all you're just as liar and pretentious and everything, right? All you're not no better than nobody. All you're just abusive with the remote in all your hand. And because the men cannot control the amount of spice that goes into the relationship, you all lead these men to lie. If you know, you go before a judge. They say speak the truth and the truth will set you free. If you know, you go before a judge, and if you talk the truth, he go put you in jail for 4 years. But if you lie, he gonna put you on probation. What would you do? You gonna speak the truth? The truth ain't gonna set you free. So sometimes the person who determines whether truth or not will prevail is really the person who is the listener to the truth, not the person who is bringing the information about the truth, right? The person, hold on,
Yeah.
I lose you.
Nah, yeah, you're right there. Oh, he'll come back on. But listen now, let me read these questions because
These are some good
good,
stuff.
good.
There's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
have a part two.
I waited, I waited for him to come back because I want him to answer this one that Nancy sent because this one is um is a very good one. So Nicole is saying wait, he's coming back. Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Hold on, he's back. Yeah,
Right.
listen, you have to,
Yeah.
I want you to answer to this.
Yes.
Nicole is saying good point on the woman have the control whether she decides to have sex or not. We need to
Mhm.
stop letting them feel they have the power over us. Cling, cling, shit, cling,
Right.
cling, like click, click, lock.
Click, click. Lock it.
Yeah, click,
Lock the
click.
gate.
Right.
Nancy is saying, but remember, sometimes men have erectile issues. and ashamed about that. Address that one.
Okay. If if a man, that's a question I always ask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What would you do if you're married and then you're accustomed having good sex with your husband, and then for some reason his penis is not performing no more?
Mhm.
Right.
What would you do, right? And some people will say, well, when you're married, you take your vows and all kind of stuff like that.
Right.
But I always ask this question. It's a very, very challenging question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people have to wait until somebody is dead or badly wounded to do something that they might want to do or they could do? So so you must wait until your husband penis can't stand up no more for you to be able to maybe enjoy somebody else if you want to. Why he have to be dead or badly wounded? Why? You understand?
Hmm.
And we have to get back to this understanding. We have to begin. We know more now than we ever did before, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to get to a place and space of understanding that communicating with your partner, right?
Right.
Relating to what they want to do and different things like that, finding out, yes, expressing what your reservations are. And I heard somebody talk about AIDS and all kind of stuff like that.
Right.
Okay. There is no need to create no scaremongering tactics. All right. The Reverend Jesse Jackson outside woman had a baby. So how you think the baby come? Now he would be on a platform talking about safe sex and all kind of stuff like that. And all you know, all of you all know how you all does have sex the majority of the time. I'm telling you all, if you're also concerned about getting AIDS and stuff, whether it's with having sex with your husband or your wife, put on the rubbers and stuff and protect yourself, because you can't try to tell me that, well, he's my husband or she's my husband or my wife or whatever it is. So that's why you're having skin to skin with them. No, you're playing fast with foolishness.
Right.
Okay? Because you know that how your husband and them could step out or your wife could step out and you cannot swear no pum pum.
Right.
So if you so want to play, you're all holy and mighty and you're so concerned, do the right thing all the time now. Do it, right?
Hmm.
Don't be no denial. Uh everybody know how to just take their chance and have their hopefulness. Some people will bust on their average and yeah, no get all kind of disease and all kind of thing, yes. Okay.
Right. All right.
Okay.
So, uh, Frankie saying when the remote battery fail, what you gonna do? Katrina said a woman have all rights to say no to sex if she doesn't feel to. So then that gives him the right to go outside. Nicole is saying pull out the dildo because you can do other things if you're in a long term husband and wife relationship and you have an erectile dysfunction. Sometimes diabetes and different things.
Mhm.
Nancy saying follow up. Women suck F, but make cultural beliefs there are other means for enjoying, but men are reluctant.
Mhm.
Catherine saying right. Nancy saying you have to be flexible with sexuality. Be adventurous toys, but they are critical to certain modern health.
Right.
Yeah, but when a man see here what's going on. When a man realize that a woman could handle a dildo twice his size, twice as long as him, it has make the man feel that how he not making no sense.
Fubu Bay, you're
Right?
funny.
And I not giving them no help in understanding that, bro. Hold. I can help all but I had to get consultation. That one I had to get some consultation on. You know?
Yes.
How
Oh God. That was
how
a
could
good
you
one there. Yeah,
How could you
everybody
find
talking.
happiness? How could you find happiness in watching 10 inches out of that 12 inches? The other 2 inches is for your hand to hold it, right?
Oh, God.
And and that thing about another quarter inch in circumference more than you and thing like that. Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
and it
That's
not
funny.
getting and it not getting tired while your hand getting tired, and she's like, give me more. Oh,
That's easy. Be
them
flexible
fellas, it's hard for them fellas to
independent
deal
with
with
your
that.
wife.
You're
Hard for them
funny.
to deal with that,
Oh God. Hey, that's
right?
That's
funny.
a good
But
one. That's true.
ladies, be
Mm-hmm.
true to yourself. And if you know that how you like the thing,
Mm-hmm.
just let the man know you like the thing, and trust me, he will find his way. Men are very contractual. Let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
something. Men, women don't know this. A man will listen to you, hear what you want, what you desire, and he will decide whether he wants to be a part of that or not.
Mm,
Okay? And he will work with you.
mm.
Yes.
So we have to stop being afraid of what his reaction is
Yes.
gonna be, and just
Yes.
go with it.
Go
Because
and
if
just
they're
go with it.
right,
Just be
because
open. Just be
if
open.
they're truly vested, they're going to invest, and if they're not, they'll walk away, which is still a win-win at the end of the day.
But women do it all the time because you all are subjected to some
Hmm.
kinds of things like other woman making child for your husband or all kind of
That's
thing like
true.
that. And
That's
and
true.
you all survive and sustain it,
Right. So
you know?
they'll do the same.
And
I
and
got you. That's a very good
these men
point,
do not even
ladies.
make
I'm
themselves
very
available.
appreciative of this information.
And
Thank you
these
for
men do
it.
not even these men, when
It
the
was
other woman
very
make a baby for them,
um
they do not even make themselves available to sit down
right.
at the table to discuss with you,
Hmm.
well, why were you doing this and how much times in the week you was having sex with her, because we having sex twice a week. You and Sharon, how much times a week? Or just having twice too. So you having sex 4 times a week, and I think 2 or 3 times was plenty.
Right.
She's shocked.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right.
That's
So
true. That's true.
Sometimes once a month at all.
Right. Right. It's interesting. All right,
so
Fugu Bay, you definitely enlightened us
now
today.
here's something I really want to talk to you about. Right. We started off talking about the insecure stuff, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's all stop being so insecure. We all in a relationship. We all want to love somebody. We want somebody to love us back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And try and work out the insecurity and thing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Things will happen along the way as you try to learn about things that you never learned before
Right.
and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
life always gets better when you do. You get an experience, you get a little bit more knowledge, right? And a lot of times women force men to leave the relationship because the men don't really want to leave. But the way you all relating to him, it's not making sense in a way. Okay? He have a child with another woman. Okay. So you have to be able to always seek for equity in the relationship, equity in understanding, equity in everything. It's far better, right? And too many times, again, I watch this. Too many times, women are trading liberty for security. If you liberate yourself, the American Constitution talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It didn't talk about life, security, and the pursuit of happiness, because liberty is a higher level to live by. If a woman liberates herself, stop behaving as though, well, if you are liberated, then you don't need a man.
Hmm.
Because it seems as though women feel like, you know what, well, um
Have a job. Yeah.
men is A man is not doesn't is not relevant
Right.
if he not doing this or he not doing that for you. No, you liberate yourself. Because you are not liberated, you are undermining yourself. If a man have to take care of you, if you don't have children for a man, right? Okay, let me say this to you. All over the place, but let me say this. You know why they say a woman is in labor when she having children? They didn't say she was in sky, she was in glasses, she was in shoes. They said she is in labor. Because when you are in labor, when you labor and you get compensated, you get taken care of. That is why they said she was in labor, right? So if you have insurance for a man and stuff like that, yes, he's supposed to be taking care of you because you labored. But if you're not in a relationship and you're not having no children and stuff like that, okay, we go right back to the position. Every man is supposed to lift himself up and not look for others to lift him up,
Hmm.
right?
Need to say that again.
Every man is supposed to lift himself up and not look for others to keep him up,
Good.
right? So important.
Mm-hmm.
You are undermining yourself when you do not seek to be liberated, right? You must be able to do things free and fair and free from all fear.
Right.
Anytime you are giving up your liberty for security, you start to behave as though you are a dependent child.
Hmm. I like that.
Children, children
Good
are
point.
dependents.
Mm.
So
Not
if you want
adults.
a man to treat you like a child, behave as though you depend on them.
Mm.
Right.
Great
And this
point.
is what is happening.
Good point.
Thank you so much. This is a lot. I don't know, Fubu
Yeah.
Bay. I don't know. We might have to requisition you for a part two at some point, if you
Yeah.
don't mind. Because
All
Um.
right.
So wait, hold on. Frankie saying skin to skin isn't a sin. Is the rubber better than real skin or camel skin? Nancy saying I like that they don't make themselves available mentally or physically. Actually saying it's if all men think like you, then everything would be good.
yep.
She's saying anytime you have a child with an outside woman, that is for me. I can't deal with that. So she's saying that is it if you're with her and you go out and you have an extra family. Then you are
All right.
out not practicing safe sex. Go live with your baby mama, bro. Because
Right. But you know something?
mm-hmm,
Here's what, right? Uh we know what is going on here. A man meet a woman and she got a 5 year old child, right? And
right.
she decide well she gonna move in with this with a new man. Okay?
Hmm.
She's with the new man and about 2 years after she have a child for him.
Right.
These three people now have two children, because the little boy Riri who born
Yeah.
is Rihanna's is brother to Rihanna with the
Hmm.
other man. That woman must bring these two men to the table. Women have this kind of way. Well, how dare I bring these two penises that entered me to the table to discuss how we're going to see about these two children now?
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of times, the woman don't want to come and sit down with the man because he not supposed to have two vaginas at the same table discussing how we going to get the thing forward.
Hmm.
Again, there is no need for all of this dismantling and stuff like that, right?
True.
So let me
If
ask
you,
you a question.
yeah,
Could a man be in love with two women at the same time?
all the time,
How? How is it possible?
because men are very, I told you, men are very contractual. They are very equitable. And when Bill Clinton was with Monica Lewinsky, he gave to Monica Lewinsky the same book that he had given to Hillary the first time when he and Hillary went on a date. What he was attempting to do
It was
was to
groomer.
quickly bring Monica up to a certain intellectual level
Right.
with Hillary if he could do it. That's what he was trying to do.
Right.
Um, people will say here what's going on. They see Jesse Jackson outside woman at the inauguration, right? And they will say, oh, you know what, the outside woman always getting the better end of this ticket, so Mrs. Jackson didn't get to go.
Right.
No, that's not what really happened. Jesse took the younger woman to the event because he and Mrs. Jackson had done a lot of sophisticated things, right, together.
Right.
So he wanted to bring her up to standard so that when he is now relating to these two women, there's not much disparity in terms of what he's relating to and how he's relating, right?
Right.
So it isn't really how much people want to think that it is the other woman always getting to go to the better event and all kind of thing. No. Mrs. Jackson had her time and she was doing. They've been to all these formal things and stuff. You just bringing the chick up. Just everybody relax.
Hmm.
You know,
Wow.
Right.
Really
if
interesting.
if
Yeah.
he wants you around,
It takes time to ingest and
if
assess
he
because
wants
it's
you
a lot of
around,
truth, but
if,
it's so hard to hear.
if
Yeah.
he wants you around, you will know. The
Right.
Right.
secret, listen, the secret to a true relationship is no secret to me and it's no secret to you.
Mm-hmm.
You would know if the person who you with really and truly is making themselves available to you and whether they're rising tall enough to your expectations or are they helping to build this brand of understanding and expectations that you have with you. You will be able to do that.
Yeah. And
You know?
Andy, saying that is not scriptural also. It's not in the
Well,
script.
I wanna wrap up on a real crazy, exciting note here that is gonna like just blow your mind.
Go
So
ahead.
listen to this. So listen to this story, right?
Hmm.
A woman working in the bank. She's a married woman, and she with a director in the bank. All right.
Yeah.
The director in the bank like her a lot, so that is how she's been able to move up to like supervisory position in the bank
Yes.
because for the last 4 years she's been with Harry, who is the director in the bank.
It happens every
And
day.
when you supervise and thing, it does get very much, you just get privileges like a nice um SUV and thing to drive. And after you drive it for 4 years, you get to be the first person to buy it. So your husband glad that he getting a nice pickup and a Hilux and all kind of thing.
Right.
Right? So here what happening. In the first year when she was with the director, sometimes she go to bed with the director and thing when she go home when the husband wanna be with her. She's like, and you know how women will be like, nah, I don't wanna,
Yeah.
and keep him off for about 2, 3, 4 days and thing, right? But after about a year or two, a year and a half, she decided one day, let me try this thing. Let me see what it feel like. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So so she was with the outside man, the director in the bank today. And when she come home later in the evening, the husband come wanted some too, so she give him some.
Right.
And for the next 2 years, every so often,
Right.
here the husband in the fourth year now. One time she was with the director, and after he had her a couple of times, this time it was even closer. She was with she boyfriend up until 4 o'clock the evening, and when she come home by 8 o'clock after they hear the news and thing, husband was looking for some. You know what husband tell her? Girl, the older you get is the sweeter you get it. Ladies, I want you all to understand. Tight pum pum is not what is really matter.
Right.
The whole idea about this tight vagina and tight pussy like the Jamaican and them just be talking about, that is old adage where a woman had to have or had to be a virgin to be eligible to get her husband or to get a man. Right?
Yes.
So have a lot of women now that have their vagina on recess, right? And they
And getting
believe that here we go,
surgeries
when
too.
my vagina going and snap back
Yeah. Yeah.
after two big
Because
children head
snap back.
fast and thing. They going and snap back.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Ladies, That is bullshit. When you get together with a man, he want to penetrate you and you want him to enter you, and all tight pum pum is in total contradiction. He might get bruised and all kind of thing like that, right?
Right.
Right. And the reason why the husband was telling her that, oh God, girl, as you're getting older, you're getting sweeter, is because somebody just move all the
Yeah.
rubbish, all the cobweb and thing from inside it, right?
Right,
Right.
But
right, right.
Mhm.
keep it real, keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
That's what we like.
So Catherine was saying she point was if she with somebody and he go and he have outside children, she gone. That is what she was saying.
Hmm.
Um
And nothing wrong with that.
Frankie, huh?
Nothing wrong with that. If he creating expenses to raise that child these days is $100 a day, you know.
Hmm.
So if he going and have more babies and he not creating additional income and revenue and thing like that, why you want to stay in that for?
Yeah.
Let him go and raise the baby and thing with the child mother, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like she
That's right.
Because
said. Hmm.
Yeah.
if you come and tell him you having a child for another man, oh Lord, that one day I many born to accept that one yet.
Hmm.
Nah.
Oh, okay, so Frankie saying, well, we'll end it at 30. Um, well, penis could be bigger, larger than the other guy, thereby avoiding discussion with the owners of the two penises. Women has to adjust men inadequately, plus forget on Jamaican men who don't eat, you know what? The pea. Plus, bigger is not better, is how you make love and satisfy each other.
Right, right, right.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's it's not about the big dick, it's about if you have big dick energy, the psychology of the whole thing, you understand?
Right?
Attitude is everything. Attitude is everything.
Hmm.
Mentality is everything. And this is why I'm saying that we need to have the right mentality.
Hmm.
You cannot unhappen what already happened.
Right.
Right.
Okay?
Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
being forgiven doesn't mean that you are soft. It doesn't mean that you are walk over.
Right.
Okay?
And see, same preach. So they agree with you. You bring some good points tonight.
Good
So
points.
I'm not
Thank you so much.
no. Uh so I hope I didn't come across as though I have a beef with women and all kind of thing. I
No,
held the men to the equitable standard. Gentlemen, if you're hearing me, we
All
will have a
right.
much better world if
Looks
we
like we're
allow the
going
ladies,
off.
if we stop stifling the
Okay, you there?
ladies, if we stop forcing the
Yeah.
ladies to operate in the back channel and go to the underworld, we will have a much better life with them. Uh,
Hmm.
too many women are relegated to a less than position. Okay, let all the pum pum dry up. Yes, if it will mean that they will decide they don't want to be bothered with us, let all of them dry. Let it all dry up. Just remember this, fellas. When your ears is scratching you, what do? You get a Q-tip. You take your key. You take a matchstick and you scratch your ears, or you scratch your ears and push your finger in your ears. And when you take out the Q-tip or the finger, what does feel good? Your ears or the finger? Gentlemen, prick have real value, gentlemen.
Good point. Thank you.
very good.
Try-
Um, and Joanna saying you came across as the bank manager. Joanna say you come across like the bank manager.
yeah, use the bank manager.
Remember on your
You're
grave,
getting
Well,
you're
it
getting
says
all the
when you're
deposits and
born
all the
and when
well,
you
listen
withdrawals.
to this, right?
and not how
I
much
used
man you got.
listen. I used to work. Joanne, I used to work in the bank, but here's what happened. When I realized that I could explain everything about the bank to people, and I didn't own half the block, I said I'm not going back to work in the bank. So I didn't stay long enough to become manager. I started to, I started to manage my own life, Joanne. Right? I'm my own bank manager. Yes. If you want to become an executive and you want to be a good CEO, you must be a good CEO of your life first and foremost.
That's good. That's a good
So I
point.
ain't the
Thank
bank
you.
manager, Joanne.
Joanne says, see how you're smiling?
That's
All
cool.
right. So
Well,
we have
we went.
we have a quick trivia for you, right? And it's
Yeah,
called ditch it or keep it. So you're ditching one or you're keeping one. All
All
right.
right.
So
right.
I'll do the first one.
Okay.
Coconut bake or fry bake.
Coconut bake,
All right, Philia, go ahead.
Okay. Curry chicken or curry goat?
curry chicken,
All right.
Sweet bread or pone.
pone,
What is it?
Sorrel.
Sorrel or grapefruit juice?
sorrel,
Okay.
Fried rice or peas and rice.
peas and rice,
Orlando Carnival or Trinidad Carnival?
Trinity to the bone,
Mary J. Blige or Mariah Carey.
both of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder or Michael Jackson?
Stevie Wonder,
All
Okay.
right. White wine or red wine.
red wine,
What's that, Phyllis? Long
Long
hair or
hair.
short hair?
what
Long
Long
hair
hair
or
or
short
short
hair.
hair?
for women?
It could
Yeah,
be, yeah.
it could be
Yeah,
anything.
I prefer women with short hair because we could go and shower, and she could wait. She could, a lot of women. I'm not cutting you, but a lot of women have never really had a shower with their man because they can't get a weave and thing wet up. So I prefer a short hair woman because we could go and really bathe together.
Okay, thanks.
That, thanks for that information.
Thanks for the information, Phyllis.
All right.
You'll be in that
Color.
shower.
I could, I could, I could bend you. I could bend her over in the shower and let the hot
Oh
water
God.
run down she
Here,
back and
here the
thing. You know
bank
what I mean?
manager. Here the bank manager now. Go ahead, Phyllis.
Nancy saying best shower ever. All right. Colors, red or blue.
I like red.
Okay.
BMW or Audi?
BMW,
Uh um we can skip that. Reggae music or R&B music.
reggae,
Okay,
Okay.
Philia.
Uh,
Baron.
Baron or Calypso Rose?
Baron,
All right.
Juve or Carnival Tuesday.
Carnival Tuesday,
And
And the
last,
last one.
Christmas or Easter?
Christmas.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay.
That was excellent.
You hear?
And
Joanne said we asking him the wrong questions.
What's Joanne question? I want to know what's Joanne question.
Joanne, where's your
maybe,
questions
maybe,
for him,
maybe
Joanne?
in part two, we'll
Hey,
have to
wait,
do. We have
wait.
to
Joanne have a question for him. Hold on. You have to answer. Um, tall
I can
woman
remember.
or short woman?
I guess that's it. Ah, that's your question. That's your
Yeah,
answer.
yeah, Joanne. But Joanne, wait, no, he come back. He come back for Joanne.
She
Hold
want to
on.
know
Lord.
All
what
right.
about the woman?
She want to know if you like tall woman or
For
short
short
woman.
women.
I'm not discriminating.
Okay.
All right.
She want to know if you like red woman or dark woman.
Well, I'm not discriminating neither. But I like I like the texture of the African woman a whole lot more than other race and thing like that.
Okay.
Mm.
All
You know?
right. Yeah. So Joanne get your questions answered.
You gonna lock it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sweetheart.
All right.
Well, it was a pleasure. We had fun with you. Just so you know, I have short hair.
Yeah, we already said that.
Joanne says she has
Bank
short
manager,
hair.
bank
Yeah.
manager in the shower.
Ooh. Joanne says she has short hair.
That's funny.
Joanne, I totally taken. Totally taken. You
Don't
understand?
worry. I got the weave and thing, so I wouldn't
And
be
why
there.
have
It's okay.
Joanne, what I locked down? Why locked down? Didn't have that in other vault and thing. I can't go in other bank vault and find that. So that is it.
Okay, Mr. Manager.
And your point is, she said, and your point is.
And anytime she riding, I riding too.
Hey, this was fun tonight. I ain't
It
gonna
was
lie.
fun.
Everybody
Fubu Bay, thank you
participated.
so much. It was
Yeah, you're
awesome,
welcome.
wonderful.
Fubu, thank
I,
you so much.
you're always welcome back, okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
We gotta we gotta create your own podcast with your own coach and thing, and
Yeah.
sit down and really talk about it, and figure it out.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
All
Love
right.
in the
Be
house.
well. Love in the
You do,
house.
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
I said the
Yeah.
more the merrier.
The more we are together, together, the more we are together, the
The
merrier
happier
we
she
shall
shall
be.
be.
You know, my friend is your friend is my friend.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Fubu.
night. Have a
Next
blessed day.
time,
Have a
next time,
blessed night.
next time we talk, we must now talk about the money and the matrimony.
All right. We
Okay,
got it.
good. So anytime you're ready to come back, we can
Yeah,
have
we
a
must
part
Let
two.
us know.
we
So
must
just
talk
let us
about
know.
financial. We must talk bankers talk now, the financial aspect of it.
Okay.
How?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
We
All
got
right.
it.
Thank you,
Thank
Fubu.
you.
Let
later.
us thank
Love
you,
in the
guys.
house.
Good
Bye
night.
Guys
bye.
out
Good
there,
Yeah.
night,
have a
Bye
blessed
bye.
everyone.
and safe week. Love in the
Out of
house.
here.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Went
Bye,
over time,
everyone.
but guys, it's love in the house always. I hope you guys enjoy this segment like
Yes.
Philia and I.
Yes.
We surely did. Okay.
We
So have
did.
a blessed and wonderful, safe week.
Love you guys.
Love
Mwah,
in the
mwah,
house
mwah.
always. All right.
Bye,
Great
guys.
topic. All right.
Loved it.
See you.
Bye,
Okay,
sis.
Philly.
All right. Bye, baby. Mwah.
Bye.